The next roster update in MLB The Show 22 is just 1 week away. There's no better time than the present to start investing in some of these cards for this next roster update, as we had a massive market crash take place when the Player of the Month program dropped lots of packs in that. We have a lot of golds that are at a really solid price point that have a very, very strong chance of getting upgraded in the next roster update. And so let's talk about a couple names I'm looking at to get upgraded in the next roster update so you can make a ton of stubs come just 1 week from now in MLB The Show 22. Of course, that first roster update in the year was the biggest roster update we've gotten in the history of Diamond Dynasty. So we're expecting another aggressive roster update here next week. And this video, we're going to go over a lot more names than we usually go over. So as the roster updates increase in size, we're going to give you a lot more names to go after because there is a ton of value out there in the market right now. Of course, as always, can't go over everybody. So who do I miss? Hit me up down in the comment section below. And if you want early access to videos just like these and you want to help support the channel and support me as a full-time content creator, consider becoming a channel member today. By becoming a channel member at level 2 or higher, you'll both support the channel, help me continue to do what I do, put out content just like this, and get early access to videos like these, along with exclusive access to our Discord room where we're always talking about roster updates and making stubs. Let's go ahead though. Let's hop into the first one we're going to be talking about today. First guy we are looking at here, it is Josh Bell in the midst of a career season for Josh Bell now on the Nationals. He has been playing out of his mind this year. We look at his card. Where does he have that room to grow? That contact, power versus left. Lots of room to grow there. He's currently batting .292 versus lefties on the season. That is a much better rating than a 55 contact left. Definitely deserving of a bump there. Probably not quite in line to that 86 contact right, but even something around that 65, 70 range could easily get Josh Bell. That alone could get him a +2, +1 at minimum overall bump. Defense, not that important at first base, doesn't weight heavily into the overall rating, so it's almost all offensive base. He's hitting 400 in general since the last roster update period, so he's been crushing the ball still. We'd like to see a little bit more power out of Josh, but that contact is there. We can see his contact versus right go up even possibly more, and his contact versus left get a solid bump as well. A +3 is not out of the question. I think an 84 is probably a little bit more realistic at this time point. Take a look at this price though, 1,001 on the sell now. Quick sell for an 82 is at that 900 mark, so we're risking 100 stubs each with these, but that hype is going to be there. I think it's a pretty solid place to come in and invest in them at 1,000 stubs, pretty close to that quick sell value, which we like. And we have a card who has a ton of room to grow offensively versus lefties. He's hitting well versus lefties, should be due for a solid increase in overall. Next guy we are going to be looking at here, NOLA, pitcher for the Phillies, has had a really solid season so far. It hasn't been flashy by any means, but he has been really solid out the gate so far this year, has been performing well overall. He's at quick sell, which is very, very surprising to me. 900 subs, that is quick sell for an 82. This, my friends, is a risk-free investment. We love risk-free investments. You're risking no stubs. If NOLA never goes up, he's not going to go down in the next roster update. If he doesn't go up in this next roster update, guess what? You turn around, you quick sell him for 900 subs a piece. You lose 0 stubs on the investment. Risk-free opportunity to make some stubs here. Take a look at his per nines. Got some room to grow there on that walks per nine and home runs per nine specifically. We'd like to see a little bit more strikeouts from him than what he's doing so far in the current season. But in his last 2 starts, he started to show that a little bit. 16 strikeouts over 13 innings in the last 2 starts. His 2 starts that he's had so far in this update period, both solid. 16 Ks, 13 innings. That's really good for a guy with a 71 Ks per nine. His walks per nine are way down this year. They were down last year as well. And so as that weight begins to shift more and more onto this year, we're still weighing heavily on that 2021 season. We should see that walks per nine number for NOLA go up quite a bit. That 2019-2020 season, that's going to be faded out of our ratings model. And so that walks per nine should get a solid boost. He's not walking many people this year at all. NOLA, also a guy with a solid track record. He's been a diamond before, which definitely has value. That track record matters. Again, we have that weighted scale of those previous years that are taking into account for these overall. So NOLA, pitching well this year, should get another start as well before the next roster update. Assuming he comes out and pitches well in that start, definitely do not expect him to continue to be at quick sell value. The hype train on him will be entirely gone by that point. NOLA pitching well. I like his chances a lot. Same with Josh Bell. +3 is probably a little aggressive, but a +1, +2 seems pretty likely. Get up, put himself an opportunity to possibly go diamond in the next update. And even if he doesn't, with the quick sell changes this year, you get it on a guy like NOLA at 900. Even if he just goes to 84, that's a quick sell for 1500. We're making 600 stubs a piece on that for a risk-free investment. We take that every single day of the week. Next guy we're looking at here, Taylor Rogers. Pitchers have been dominant. That has been the name of the game so far in 22. The dead balls are in full force, but that allows us to invest in some pitchers to get some upgrade. Taylor Rogers has looked incredible for the Padres. He hadn't given up a run yet, and in 11.2 innings, he's only allowed 4 hits and 1 walk, along with 0 home runs during that time frame. So our home runs per 9, even our walks per 9, and our hits per 9, all 3 of those attributes can get some solid boost. That Ks per 9, we want to see him start striking out a few more batters than what he's done so far, but should get definitely some more pitching opportunities between now and next Wednesday, Thursday, whenever that roster update window closes. He should pitch a couple more times. Marlins, Padres, actually got on my TV right here. Rogers may get in for this save right now. A 1-run game that they're working with. If he comes in, gets a couple strikeouts there. That strikeouts per 9 could be what gives him that big boost, but 85 hits per 9, 483 overall at the reliever position. That is pretty low in the grand scheme of things. We see a lot of relievers with a lot higher hits per 9. Taylor Rogers gets a boost there. Slight boost to his walks per 9. Maybe a boost to his home runs per 9 as well. A +2 for Taylor Rogers is very, very feasible this week. And honestly, we could see a similar situation than what we had with a guy like Raisel Iglesias last week. We went all the way to an 87. +4, a little aggressive, but a +2 or 3, I think, is in the cards possibly for Rogers. We got to get some more outings out of him. We're going to get some more of those. As long as he doesn't blow up in any of those, he should be in a really strong position to get a firm upgrade here. And again, another guy, 1202, 1200 quick sell value, risk-free investments. I'm telling y'all, this has been the best week of the entire game to make roster update investments. Ton of risk-free plays, ton of dudes playing out of their mind at quick sell value. We're talking easy stubs. It's going to be like taking candy from a baby this week with how many guys are at quick sell and how many guys are going to be getting upgraded in just a week time. So get in now, get on some of these guys, make some stubs come a week, and you're going to be set up in a great spot moving forward for the rest of the season. Kyle Tucker, a guy who just last roster update got downgraded pretty significantly. I think it's safe to say he took that very personally. Kyle Tucker, not known for playing very well in April, but known for playing very well the rest of the year. And that is what he's doing right now. Since about the middle of last week, about 2.5 weeks, I should say, middle of 2 weeks ago, about 2.5 weeks of worth for Kyle Tucker. He has been one of the best hitters in baseball. He has been going absolutely insane. He had a really rough stretch to start the season. He got that downgrade in that first roster update, and he's done nothing but absolutely demolish the ball since that point. 432 average, 1179 OPS, 270 isolated power. Those are his numbers over the last 2.5 weeks since April 25th. That's what we've been working with for Kyle Tucker. He's been crushing the ball. We can look at his attributes as well. 62 contact right, 65 contact left, 70 and 81 on his power right and left. Adding 400, 424 over the last 2.5 weeks. That OPS and isolated power is there. Those offensive attributes definitely can go back up to pretty much similar to what they were before he got downgraded. Honestly, could even have potential to be higher overall than what he was at some point in the near future with how well he's been playing. His 400 plus average definitely going to be due for a pretty significant bump there on those contact ratings, as his contact ratings right now are around that of a league average hitter. He is working his way well past that in terms of his contact rating. We're starting to see the power there as well. Has good enough defense to hold up that overall. Now, again, it just get downgraded. So will they immediately turn back around and bump him back up +2, +3, even any attribute upgrades at all? Not sure. Maybe they want to hold off a little bit and not go all over the place, snip, snap on him and have him go right back up after going back down. But even if he were not to go up next week, Kyle Tucker's going to be a great long-term play as long as he continues to bat 400. He will be going up in due time. Of course, a little bit north of quicksell at 1400. I think that may be an outlier order. It is an outlier order. 1290 on the sell now, 1200 on the quick sell. So 90 stubs above quick sell. Not a whole lot risk in this game for a guy like Kyle Tucker. Next guy we're going to be looking at here, Nate EOVALDI. Wasn't great today versus the Chicago White Sox. Definitely a start that did not move the needle in a positive favor for him. Had he dominated today, he would have been looking incredible for a massive upgrade. Could still possibly get one more start before the next roster update period closes. Just going to be hit or miss there if he's going to be able to sneak that in. But either way, even though he didn't have the greatest start today versus the White Sox, he is still pitching really, really well over the course of the season. Also, as well, I want to point out 82 overall starting picture, and the fact that he has a 65 hits per 9 rating and a 63 Ks per 9 rating is pretty insane. That is very, very low per 9 ratings on those two attributes to have a card be 82 overall. So his overall is already being so propped up. He's got good stamina, good walks per 9, some velocity, break. That's already pumping up his overall so high that he has a very nice high floor. And that 65, 63 hits per 9, Ks per 9 rating, those are two ratings that can easily get a significant increase due to how low they are. And his hits per 9 and Ks per 9 on his season so far are at career bests. So EOVALDI pitching the best he has in his career. He's always had the stuff. He's always had the makeup of being a guy who could be an elite starter. He's starting to show that a little bit this year. With this start to the White Sox today, probably hurts him. Not going to get that +3, but another +1, +2 for EOVALDI in this update, even if he doesn't pitch again, is very, very feasible. Again, tons of room to grow on that hits per 9, Ks per 9. It's actually kind of wild just how much room to grow he has this. And of course, you look at his location. We do not have a single sell now order in place, so you can come in, get him at quick sell. Again, another guy, very risk-free. If you buy a million EOVALDIs at 900 stubs a piece, and he doesn't get upgraded, he doesn't move one stub higher, he's not going to get a downgrade. If he doesn't get upgraded, no harm, no foul. You quick sell him back, you lose 0 stubs. We're talking risk-free investments. Lots of risk-free plays this week. Marcus Juicy, take advantage of it. Next guy we are looking at here, Willy Adames. He has escaped the confines of Tropicana, and he can finally see the baseball. That's showing off this year so far for the Brewers. You look at his base stats, you see a 235 average. You're thinking, Ance, you are high as a kite right now. He's in 235. Adames not getting upgraded. Well, not so fast. One, he's getting pretty incredibly unlucky. He has a very low batting average on balls in play while having a career high average exit velo right now. He's got a 296 expected batting average based off his exit velo and launch angle so far this season. So his 235 normal average is his average that he's hitting. Definitely expecting to go up quite a bit, and we've seen that over the last couple weeks. He's hitting much better than 235 over the last couple weeks, and we're seeing that power show up this year. He's had 4 home runs since the most recent update already. He has been absolutely on fire. So now, as that average starts to regress to the mean in a positive fashion, in the sense of instead of batting 235, that average is going to work its way up to 260, 270 probably with how he's hitting right now. That power stays there. All of a sudden, we are looking at a guy due for some massive upgrades. We're already seeing that regression to the mean in that positive fashion happening for Willie over the last week or so, week and a half, give or take. We look at that contact versus left, a monumentous room to grow there. Just 45 contact versus left, 70 contact versus right. He has some room to grow there. Again, that average is starting to creep back up, and he is showcasing the power this year. 75 power right, 74 power left. That can be bumped up this year. He's hitting the ball very well. He's hitting the ball really hard. Adames has looked really good this year. Plus, he gets to beat up on the NL Central. You're going to do well when you get to play the Reds, the Pirates, the Cubs pitching staffs. You're almost guaranteed that you're going to have some good outcomes coming your way. Willy Adames has been showing that this year. He's a little pricier for a 78 overall at 375 stubs, but that is still below gold quick sell. I think a +2 is probably a minimum that I would expect for Willie in this next roster update, assuming he doesn't collapse over the next week. We could even see a +3 or +4 happen depending on what sort of upgrades he gets with that room to grow that he has. The last name we're going to go deep dive into today is TARK SKUBAL. Honestly, flying way under the radar this year. Not a lot of people talking about him, but the peripheral numbers are looking sharp for SKUBAL. I really like what I've seen of him so far this year. 76 overall, just 170 on the sell now. If you're looking for a big time budget piece you can get in, maybe a little bit more long term of a play, I think SKUBAL is going to be your guy. You're not working with a lot of stubs. You just want to stash him away in somebody, set it, forget it for a month, come back and see what he's looking like. SKUBAL's got a lot of potential for you on that front. His hits per 9 this year is a little high, but just a 63 hits per 9 on his card, so not a whole lot that he's working with there. His Ks per 9 is up. His walks per 9 are way up so far this year, in a good way. I should say his walks per 9 are down. He's walking a lot less people. His walks per 9 is down. So is his home run per 9 as well. Lots of room to upgrade as well. 38 home runs per 9. A ton of room to upgrade on that front. He could easily get a huge boost there. A little bit of walks per 9 bump, a little bit of Ks per 9 bump as well. All of a sudden, SKUBAL is knocking on the door of becoming a gold, or even is a gold or higher overall type of player. His peripheral numbers as well, really solid for a guy like SKUBAL. Really like what we're seeing peripheral wise. He's gotten slightly unlucky. He starts to get a little bit more luck on his side, gives up slightly less hits moving forward, and he has super high potential while just being 170 subs on the sell now right now. Flying under the radar a lot in my opinion, and a guy I really like the makeup of so far this season. So those are the main 7 guys I'm looking like, but there are more guys you can still go invest in. Again, there are so many plays out there right now. It would be an hour-long video if I went through and mentioned them all, but I'm gonna rattle off some rapid fire names real quick. Pen and paper out, notes at the ready. 3 2 1 go. We got Carlos Correa. We found out his finger, it's not fractured, it's just sore, it's just bruised. We don't know how long he'll be out yet, but not a fractured finger, so we would probably expect him back relatively soon. And he had been on fire before he got that fractured finger. Had like 5 out of 7 games were multi-hit games. Then he had a home run in the next game. Then I think he had an 0-4, and then he had the fractured fingers. But he would have been on absolute fire. A guy with that track record, with that namesake, probably a guy that would move up very quickly due to that. Joe Musgrove still pitching very well, looking very good. I like what I'm seeing of him. Pretty close to quicksell if you can pick him up on that. Really is to see what his next start is. He just got that big bump, so would he have back-to-back updates with big bumps? Not sure, but Joe Musgrove, diamond potential is there. Was a diamond for like a week and a half last year, it felt like. Could get back to that level this year. Seems like he's pitching better. Alek Manoah, really like what I'm seeing of him. Definitely the future ace of that Blue Jays team, in my opinion. Kevin Gausman still got that for now, but Manoah has looked very sharp. Another guy got a solid upgrade last time. Is he going to get another upgrade, back-to-back updates? Not sure, but even long-term, I like that. Christian Yelich, maybe he's figured out what has been wrong with him, because he's looking like 2018, 2019 Christian Yelich all over again. His exit velocity is up. His barrel percentage is up. He's in the top tier of StatCast max exit velos, average exit velos, barrel percentages. He is hitting the ball very hard. The average, not quite there yet. We want to see that power continue to come around, but Yelich is starting to show some signs of a dude who has figured out what's wrong with him and is starting to write that course and become that elite, top tier, top 5 player in baseball that we remembered him as. He's showcasing that he can still be a dude. He's been very good so far over the last couple of weeks. I'm not necessarily investing in him yet, but he's got my eye on him moving forward if he continues to keep this up. Edwin Diaz pitching very well for the Mets, that Mets team. Surprising a lot of people to some degree, because, you know, LOL Mets are gonna Met, all that stuff. Edwin Diaz has looked good throughout all of that. The Mets have looked rock solid. SCS loves to get upgrades. 2 teams that are playing good. Diaz is pitching well. Lots of relievers doing well. I like Edwin Diaz. CJ Cron as well, absolutely blasting balls into the Colorado air. He is destroying the baseball. He picked it up where he left off last year, first base position. Defense doesn't really matter. He has diamond hitting potential for a guy at first base. Not going to get a +4 in this update, but long term, I like his potential to become a diamond if he's continuing to hit the ball how he's hitting it right now. That is what we got today. 1 week from the next roster update, and it will be the show 22. I guess 6 days by the time you're watching this video right now. So many plays, man. You can literally make millions of subs this update if you take advantage. You go in on the guys that we talked about. As always, if I missed some names, hit me up down in the comment section below. Let's chat about them. Who are you going in on for this next roster update in MLB 22? As always, if y'all enjoyed the video, definitely be sure to leave a like and subscribe for me. My partner in crime back there, Georgia, absolutely sleeping, contributing nothing to the research and analytics that go down for these roster updates. I'm out here putting hours and hours of work into it, and she just sleeps chewing on a bone. Until next time, though, I'll catch y'all around.